The Adventure of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain ลองมา Simplify English Series Read by ทัฐา ประสงค์สุข 20 The Trial of Porter Thompson began to wonder why this longest of holiday was not as exciting as he had hoped. A circus came after he had gone. The boys had a circus of their own in tents made of old logs. The prince of exhibitions was 3 pence wide for boys and 2 for girls. After 3 days, their circus was given out. There were some boys and girls parties, but they were so fierce and delightful that they only made the emptiness between harder to bear. Making daughter was always with her parents, and so there was not bright sign of light anywhere. Tom felt ill. When he had recovered, he wandered down the streets and found Jim hoarded at it and just in a house composed of giants. He was trying a cast for model in an present of vitamin and birth. Mother was the chief subject of conversation in the village, for the mother trial for come on in out. Tom looked Hook aside to have a talk with him. It would be a relief to answer his tongue. Moreover, he wanted to assure himself that Hook has not betrayed that secret. Hook, have you told anybody but about that? About what? You know. Oh, of course, I have not. Hook, you could force your two tails, could they? Force me to tell. Why? If I want that half-breed David to kill me, they could force me to tell. At twilight they on, they found themselves heading about the night boathouse of the latent persons. And they did as they had often done before. They gave Porter some tobacco and matches to the bar. They felt very coldly and listless when Porter said, Tom has been very good to me, boys. I often them to myself. I used to march in the boys' gifts and things and show them the best thinking past and best friend in the way I could. And building forgotten me when I'm in trouble. But Tom hasn't, and Hook didn't. Such hands, young you come through the bars, and my too big, little hands and weak, but they helped me a lot, and then helped me more if they could. Went Tom miserable, and this dream that night were full of horrors. The next day and day after, the hands about the crowd. At the end of second day, the villain talk was that Riskin Joe, evidence shows, fame in the unsafe scans, and that there was not the silent. Was in the chance which it would be. Tom was out late that night and came to bed through the window. He was the state of class examined in 1 hour before it got to sleep, or the village was to the couch the next morning, for this was to be the great day. After a long wait, the jury took their place. Soon afterward, Porter felt and timid, was brought in and still were on circus. Eyes could stare at him. not less noticeable was this skin, though even face and the judge and the sheriff arrived, she usually whispering amongst the lawyers and the gathering. Together the papers follows, their detail and the accompanying release gave an expensive sense of expectation. A witness was called who said that the false photo waiting in the scheme at the early hour and the morning with the murder in the discover and that the military get away. After the questions ended, the lawyer of the prosecution said, "Smile in the witness." The lawyer from the defense said, "I have no questions to ask him." The next witness disturbed the findings in the night there in the body. The lawyer of the prosecution said, "Smile the witness. I have no questions to ask him." Porter lawyer replied, "A third witness was that he has often seen knives in Porter possessions." Exclaiming, smiled the witness. Porter royally should of the question him. The face of Antiquus began to show any yarns. Did this longer mean to tell hours and person life without effort to him? Tale of Wood's occurrence in the graveyard that memorable mornings was dispersed and to worried with business, but not of them was close examined by Porter lawyer. The lawyer for the prosecution now said. Lawyer for the prosecution now said, by the oath of citizens was would the above concessions we have shown beyond all the possibility for doubt that this awful camp was committed by the prisoner. A ghost escaped from Porter, and there was peaceful silence and close. The lawyer was a different loss and addressed the judge. You holders, in your remarks at the opening of the trial, or we showed that we intended to prove that prisoners did this peaceful deed was under the influence of drinks. We have changed our minds. Not offer that excuse. Touching to the dress, he says, "Call Tom Sawyer." Everyone he calls Lock but amazes and posted Tom, looking later bigoted, lost and looked his face upon the stand. The was then oath. "Thomas Sawyer, where were you do the 17th of June, about the order of midnight?" Tom glanced at Riskin Joe, iron faced, and his tongue refused to move. The honest Iceland bed list, but the words would not come. After a few moments, however, the boy got a little of his strength back, and he imagined to put enough to it into his voice to make part of God's heart. In the graveyard, the thirsty, louder passed. "Don't be afraid, you were." In the graveyard, some scarful smile passed across his skin to face. "You are anywhere, Wade?" Hans Williams gasped. "Yes, sir." "Baked up a troubled daughter?" "How near were you?" "As near as I am to you." "Were you hidden or not?" "Hidden where?" The tree on the edge of the gap. Liskinto gave a slight start. Did you carry anything there with you? Tom, it's a chance you look confused. Speak out, my boy. What did you take there? Only a dead cat. There was some laughter with the just chickens. We shall product the remains of that cat's evidence. Now, my boy tells us everything that a couldn't tell in your old way. Don't amaze and don't afraid. Tom began hesitantly to first, but soon this was forward more and more easily. When the patient left the audience, listened to its terrible tale, and its doctor brought the boss down, and Potter felt the skin so damp with the night and catch as quick as listening. The half-back swing towards a window, tossed his way thought to her tried to stop him and was gone. Was hero once more, the pest of the old and the envy of the young. His name was even painted for the village newspaper reports the price he has paid. Tom there were days of glory, but his nights were seasons of horror. Riskin Joe was present and all this dream, and already the fatal gap in his eyes. Nothing could persuade the boys to go out of the doctor. After sunset, poor Hook was the same state of terror, for Tom had told the whole story of the lawyer in the night before the trial, and Hook swore that its share in the matter might be found it. Side of the consulate diverse him bitterly his oath. Hook confident in the human is pathetically witness during the day Potter Catholic made Tom feel glad that I had spoken at night, realizing that he has nothing. They were the confused country teachers, but his skin though was not found. The day went slowly by, and each day Tom felt a little less afraid.